Last week saw the passing of Eddie Van Halen, virtuoso guitar player from the rock group Van Halen, and I've been watching some of those videos and I've noticed he's always smiling. He's always having a good time. So besides being an ace, brilliant guitar player, he also had a very good stage presence, and those two things do not often go together. So in this video we're going to take a look at one of Van Halen's songs, and when you start to try to play Van Halen, you're instantly reminded of how good he really was. And that was the intro from a song called Little Guitars from the album Diver Down. And I don't know about you, but when I first heard that guitar part, I was like, really? Is this Van Halen? Can the man also play Flamingo Guitar as well? I mean, geez. It's just unfair. But some people have all the talent in the world, right? But the thing is, in preparation for that Flamingo intro part, Eddie Van Halen actually bought a couple of records to listen to from this guy, the renowned Flamingo guitarist Carlos Montoya. But as it turns out, it was too hard to play even for Eddie Van Halen because he wasn't a fingerstyle type of guitarist. But the great thing about Van Halen was he would just figure out his own way, his own unique way to get the result that he was looking for. So instead of doing the traditional finger picking to get that fast note, you can tell I'm not a flamenco guitarist, right? He would use his guitar pick. Better. And the bass line you hear underneath that note, he does it like this. Brilliantly done, right? He's tapping the notes with his left hand while doing the picking with the right hand. Well, you might say, yeah, of course, it's Eddie Van Halen. He did the tapping, we know that. Yeah, but in rock music, he does the same thing to get flamenco music. I mean, I don't know about you, but that does sound like a real flamenco guitarist, right? You can't tell that he's sort of faking it or tapping, but who cares faking? It sounds good, right? And the thing about Eddie Van Halen is, if he wanted something, he just would get it. I mean, he wanted to play on a Fender guitar, but with the pickups from a Gibson guitar. And that guitar simply didn't exist. And that's normally where you would give up, right? I mean, what are you going to do? Build your own guitar? Well, that's exactly what he did. He took the body from the Fender and pulled out the humbuckers from the Gibson, and he just created his own guitar.
So I just ripped everything out, threw it away, and made my own pick guard to cover the holes. And that's what ended up being that guitar.
I mean, that's resourceful. Now, after the acoustic intro, the actual intro of the song starts, and let's have a listen to that. And here's where it starts to sound like the Van Halen we all know and love, right? And when you listen to that basic rhythm that you hear in the beginning with the bass guitar, rather reminiscent of Led Zeppelin, isn't it? And Eddie Van Halen plays a very aggressive, funky riff on top of that. I mean, that's the last thing you would expect after a flamenco intro, right? And when you look at Van Halen playing the song live, you might notice something awkward. That's a small, rather tiny electric guitar, right? And he's not using a capo either, so what's the deal here, you might wonder? Well, he's playing what's called a Les Paul Mini guitar, which is a great guitar for people with very small hands, which, by the way, was a complaint I got a lot from my students. How do you expect me to play this? My hands are too small. Well, you can buy a Les Paul Mini. There you go. There's a solution for everything. Now, after that funky riff, which by the way never gets old, he starts to play a few interesting chords. And that idea to have that same bass note that just keeps pounding while the chords, different chords, lay on top of that. That's something you find in different songs as well. Being originally from Holland, my guess is that Eddie Van Halen probably also knew about Dutch rock band Focus. So here we have Jan Akkerman playing these chords. You can tell it's the same idea. The chords change, but the bass stays the same. It's even in the same key. Same idea. It's a bit of a Dutch vibe going on in there. And then he starts to play some real interesting chords and harmonies. B flat minor makes sense because we started in the key of F, so it's nearby. But then he does. Whoa. What kind of a chord is that? It's a G flat, flat 5, major 7. Of course, we all know that, right? And then he does. That's a chord that Brian Wilson could do, right? D. And then we get to the first verse. I mean, my God, we started with Flamingo, onto Led Zeppelin, onto funk, Jan Akkerman, Brian Wilson, and then we haven't even started with the first verse yet. So when the verse starts, the guitar part that's playing behind the vocals is very melodic when you think about it. But obviously that's not the way that Eddie is playing it. And when you listen to what he's playing exactly, it sounds rather peculiar. I mean, what kind of a guitar playing is that? I mean, that's not finger picking. It's not regular strumming. I mean, you can use your guitar pick, but it's not quite the sound, isn't it? So let's just slow it down and let's see what he's doing. And by the way, I would have loved to be able to do this when I was a child. The way I learned guitar was just to play cassettes, and you have to rewind and play. Man, thank you, YouTube. Yeah, so you can clearly tell he's picking the strings with his fingers to do that staccato type of a sound. And you might say, oh, well, is that all? Yeah. But remember, the original tempo is... So it's 1, 2, oh dear, 1, 2, 3, and... I mean, if you're gonna play Eddie Van Halen stuff, you'll find out the man was good.
You can learn from everybody what to do and what not to do. Mostly watch people for what not to do. And if you make a mistake, try to do it twice and smile.
Okay guys, to end the video, I will play one of the other songs from the same album, Diver Down. It's not really a Van Halen song, but it's a cover, but Van Halen plays it brilliantly. So we're gonna end with Big Bad Bill, and I will see you next time. Well, way down yonder in Louisville, lived a cat named Big Bad Bill. I wants to tell you, the cat was rough and tough. He would strut his stuff, had the whole town scared to death. When he walked by, they all held their breath. He's a fighting man, sure enough. And Bill got himself a wife. Now he leads a different life. Big Bad Bill is Sweet William now. Married life done changed him somehow. Yeah. He's the man the town used to fear. Now they all call him Papa Willie dear. Stronger than Samson, I declare. To a brown-skinned woman bobbed his hair. Big Bad Bill don't fight anymore. No, he don't. He's doing dishes, mopping up that floor. Yeah. Used to go out drinking, looking for a fight. Now we gotta see the sweet woman every night. Big Bad Bill is Sweet William now. Big Bad Bill is Sweet William now. Big Bad Bill is Sweet William now.